The future of the F-150 is here, and it looks surprisingly affordable. What's up, guys? I'm Justin with AmericanTrucks.com with our lightning strike, a quick strike of the need-to-know facts and figures from Ford's highly anticipated all-electric F-150. Coming next spring as a 2022 model year, the return of the Lightning badge will aptly be resurrected for the EV version of the F-150. Now, I say aptly because besides the obvious electric reference with the Lightning, it also is fitting based on performance stats alone. Case in point, the extended range models will be offered with a 563 horsepower and 775 pound-feet of torque figure, making this the most powerful F-150 ever built and catapulting this thing to the low to mid 4-second range 0 to 60 time. That's pretty awesome. Now, Ford also claims that this will be the best handling F-150 ever, thanks to the battery supplied low center of gravity, nearly perfect 50-50 weight distribution, and the new vehicle-specific independent rear suspension. Ford announced it will be limiting trim levels to 4 for now, including a base work or fleet vehicle, which, by the way, will start at around $39,000 to $40,000. The XLT, which is estimated to start around $55,000. The Lariat, which is estimated around $59K, and then last but not least, that Platinum, which will end up costing you right around $90,000 before any of the federal or state rebates for electric vehicles. Now, all of these trim levels will be limited to a Super Crew cab size with the 5.5-foot bed for now, which is Ford's most popular offering. But what about range? Well, all trucks will be dual motor, full-time 4-wheel drive, but there will be 2 different battery pack options, a standard and extended range. Now, standard range will be a targeted 230 miles, whereas the extended range will get you a total of 300 miles on a single charge, along with the extra giddy-up we mentioned earlier. Now, it should be noted that you can get an extended range battery pack on a base work truck, which is something Ford really hasn't been all that good about in the past. Now, standard range will target a payload of 2,000 pounds and be able to tow up to 7,700 pounds, whereas the extended range option will feature an 1,800 pound payload limit and a 10,000 pound towing capacity. So, not terrible, but still well off the mark of the F-150's towing benchmark of 14,000 pounds set by the 3.5 liter EcoBoost. Now, the truck itself will weigh about 6,500 pounds, which is about 1,000 pounds more than a comparable gas-powered F-150 of the same year range. What about recharge times? Well, that also depends on a few different things. All trucks do come with a mobile charger that will plug into either a 120 or 240 volt socket. Now, at its absolute worst, the mobile charger will get you 3 miles per hour through 120 volts or 13 miles per hour through the 240 volts. Ford will also offer their own 80 amp Charge Station Pro standard with all extended range battery packs, which will really pump these numbers up dramatically. Now, that will get you roughly 30 miles of range in an hour and will fully charge the extended range battery packs in about 8 hours. Now, this Charge Station Pro will also give you the ability to backfeed your home's own electrical panel, basically giving you the opportunity to power your home for up to 3 days, even more if you start doing some rationing, if you happen to encounter any emergencies or outages. Now, the peak charging performance will no doubt be at these different available DC fast charging stations, which will get you 54 miles in only 10 minutes and charge you from 15 to 80% in 41 minutes. Now, at the time of this video, the Ford network of charging stations and available plug-ins is at around 63,000 in total, but that number is growing daily. Now, helping to take some of the stress out of planning your routes to include charging stations is Ford's new onboard intelligent range feature, which will figure out the best places to stop for recharging based on things like your weather, traffic, payload, towing weights, and even your driving habits. Of course, with the Lightning being an EV, you'd expect Ford to really boost the already impressive Pro Power onboard feature found in the 21 F-150, and boy, do they. You got 21 different charge points and 11 different outlets total on certain models, which, let's be honest, is more than most New York City apartments. Now, 4 of these outlets can be found in the frunk or front trunk, which is the 14 cubic feet of storage space found where the standard gas engine would normally be. And this is big enough to carry 2 full-size golf bags and up to 400 pounds of additional payload. So those are the quick lightning strike facts you need to know about this truck here, guys. But what about everything else? Well, looks are obviously subjective, but I would say compared to the other notable full electric pickups in the works, the F-150 is the safest of the group, which I personally think is fine, right? The front end is modern enough to separate itself from the fossil fuel lineup of the other F-150s, but it's not completely over the top. Now, I love the front end lighting and the faux grille options, while the rear lighting and tail lights that sweep into the tailgate might just be my favorite addition and angle of the truck. Now, the wheels are too stereotypical EV in my opinion, and while I understand there is some functionality to these designs, I wish they'd just make them a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Now, of course, we have that antenna, which I'm not even gonna mention anymore because it's absolutely terrible. But those are my lone gripes about the truck itself as far as exterior is concerned. Interior is very familiar with a lone exception being this massive 15.5-inch info screen on both the Lariat and Platinum models that I think just needs to find its way into all F-150s moving forward, as it's just a huge upgrade overall. Now, these higher level trim trucks also receive a larger digital cluster, which, let's face it, is equally beautiful to look at as well. But outside of that, it's the tried and true F-150, right? It's a design that I and a million other people out there have come to appreciate over the years, and it checks all the right boxes without trying too hard to be different. You see that a lot nowadays, and honestly, that can get you into trouble pretty quick. Now, the best part of it all is it still gives us options as owners, right? And that's something Ford's been very good at delivering over the years, giving customers choices. Not ready to give up that gas-burning, sweet-sounding V8? Well, you don't have to. But if you're like me and you're growing tired of spending between 50 to 100 bucks a week in gas, if not more, well, then the Lightning may have just grabbed your attention. As always, guys, we do like to hear what you think on this, so please drop us a comment below. But in the meantime, I'm Justin, and for all things F-150, both gas and electric, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.